distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Danube Institute, I would like to welcome you here today on the conference organized by Danube Institute on the V4, on the Visegrádi group. Well, I'm not John O'Sullivan, but I'm speaking on his behalf. Unfortunately, for the reasons beyond his control, he can be here today. So I would like to welcome you on his behalf as well. When together with our partners, we are working on the 30th anniversary of the Visegrádi group last year on the V4 project, well, the world was a much different place than it is today. Right now, we are facing challenging times for all of us. Of course, not just for the Visegrádi group, but for the whole of Europe and European security system. We must stay united and face together the military threats, economic problems, risks in the energy sector, and other challenges will dominate the near future of our lives. Well, today we will have a fantastic opportunity to talk about the past and the future of the Visegrádi group, which turned 30 years last year. The anniversary was last year, February. And we will do it with the help of great experts in the field coming from all the 4 Visegrádi countries. We will start the conference with an opening speech by Kristina Varjú, Ministerial Commissioner of Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade of Hungary, in charge of Hungary's V4 presidency, 2021-2022, who was also Ministerial Commissioner responsible for the V4 presidency back in 2017-2018 as well. The opening speech of Varjú Kristina will be followed by a short book introduction event moderated by István Kis, the Managing Director of Danube Institute. Then, followed by a short break, we will have 2 moderated panel discussions with experts coming from Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland and Slovakia. One discussion will be focusing on the past of the Visegrádi group, and the other will be focusing on the future challenges and plans of the Visegrádi cooperation. So I'd like to take the opportunity here to thank the whole Danube Institute team who helped with the organization of this event, the Batthyány Lajos Foundation as well for their support and for providing us with this fantastic venue, and to thank all of our partner speakers and participants. Well, feel free to take our publications, our book, like Hungarian Conservative Magazine and other publications at the table on the top. And I wish you a fruitful discussion for the next couple of hours and hope to see you at our other events in the future. And now I would like to ask Kristina Varjú to have her opening speech here today. Thank you very much.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for gathering here today in order to discuss the most important issue of the V4 presidency and current geopolitical challenges. First of all, I would like to thank the Danube Institute for the invitation to this important event. Congratulations on publishing the book 30 Years of the V4. We now have the result of the editors' and authors' work in our hands, and I am pleased to also have the opportunity to discuss the topic in such an illustrious circle. In a time of constant dispute about regional cooperation, this publication is highly timely. It is also very comprehensive as it presents the extremely diverse areas of Visegrádi cooperation while remaining well-structured and also digestible. This is the 3rd time I personally have been involved in the coordination of Hungary's presidency in the V4, so I exactly know how difficult it is to collect and analyze the huge amount of information related to the Visegrádi cooperation. This is why I especially appreciate the author's efforts to present the multitude of activities, documents and opinions related to the V4, in short, the legacy of decades of work, political and academic discourse. Dear ladies and gentlemen, before we start discussing the past, present and future of the V4, it is important to condemn the war in Ukraine, in our immediate neighborhood, a situation we have never thought to be a reality in the 21st century. It has already brought terrible consequences such as human suffering and material damage, including civilian casualties and almost 5 million refugees fleeing Ukraine, most of them to the V4 countries. Currently, the Visegrádi countries are doing their utmost to send humanitarian aid to Ukraine and provide care for refugees from the country. Besides robust national aid schemes, the 4 countries together pledged €1 million to Ukraine via the Visegrádi Fund, focusing on improving the living standards and future perspectives of refugees arriving to our countries. When it comes to political positions, the shared views of the Visegrádi countries are expressed in EU decisions that our countries supported in unison, as well as the V4 plus United Kingdom joint statement of Prime Ministers from the 8th of March, which strongly condemned Russian aggression and assured Ukraine of our full support. Understandably, the war in Ukraine will continue to dominate the V4's agenda. Amid today's highly emotional debates on the dynamics of Central European cooperation, it is important to recall the formulated joint positions of the V4 concerning the war, as well as the principle of mutual understanding and respect for each other's sensitivities, which has been the basis of V4 cooperation since its beginning. This mutual respect towards our respective national policies has enabled the V4 to be flexible, effective, and focus on what unites us. In this spirit, it is important to the Hungarian V4 presidency to continue friendly and open discussions within the V4 on all relevant topics to help restore our region's security and stability. Dear ladies and gentlemen, last year we celebrated the 30th birthday of the Visegrádi Cooperation, which, despite all the difficulties in 2020 due to the COVID pandemics, was a good occasion to take stock of the V4's result, which is the main purpose of the book we are discussing today as well. Together with our V4 partners, we consider Visegrádi Cooperation as a success story, which contributed to the reunification of Europe and our region's liberation from the Soviet yoke, and has produced other benefits for Central Europeans. The main achievements of the past 3 decades include our democratic and economic transformation, our accession to the EU and NATO by 2004, the development of friendly relations in the region, and an increased global visibility of Central Europe. As EU member states, the V4 and their regional partners have taken a united stand in EU decision-making on a number of important issues. The most well-known example is migration, where Central European countries were successful in steering common decisions towards aspects of security and sovereignty. Other examples of the effective representation of shared interests include negotiations on the multi-annual financial frameworks, cohesion and agricultural policy, as well as neighbourhood and enlargement policy. In parallel with an increasing political activity, the V4 region has had remarkable economic performance in the past decade in terms of growth, employment, fiscal discipline and trade, including a swift recovery from COVID. As the book rightly mentions, the 4 countries combined would constitute the 5th largest economy in Europe and the 12th in the world, meaning a seat at the G20 table. Since 2013, GDP growth in the V4 has consistently exceeded the EU average on an annual basis. Before the war in Ukraine, the European Commission's winter 2022 economic forecast estimated that the V4 region's average GDP growth in 2022, 5%, would again exceed the EU average, naming 4%. The Visegrádi region has a key role in European trade, especially due to the robust volume of trade between the V4 and Germany, which was more than $300 billion in 2021, far exceeding Germany and France trade relations, as well as Germany-China or Germany-US trade relations. Organically growing economic relations between the V4 countries are equally important. Counted as a bloc, the V4 is among the top 3 trading partners for each Visegrádi country. Trade flows among V4 countries increased by an average of 64% between 2010 and 2020. As regards investments, almost all Visegrádi countries are among the top 10 investment destinations for each V4 partner. Although the V4 does not have an institutionalized economic dimension, these positive tendencies are further encouraged by V4 projects like the Central European High-Speed Railway Network or joint research and innovation programs. Besides economy, the V4 is also successful in the civil dimension, and recently public surveys confirmed that the region's population supports this type of regional cooperation. Established in 2000, the International Visegrádi Fund is one of the greatest achievements of the V4 cooperation, which has supported more than 6,100 joint projects and 2,500 scholarships worth more than 100 million euros, reaching tens of thousands of people with the message of regional togetherness and solidarity, not just in the V4 countries, but also in our direct neighborhoods of Eastern Partnership and Western Balkans. In terms of diplomacy and the promotion of our region, the V4 Plus cooperation framework has been developing continuously as well, involving already more than 50 countries so far. The V4 brand is known globally, and our partners consider the V4 an important actor that is shaping European policies and regional stability. Successful meetings of the ongoing Hungarian presidency in the V4 showed the growing recognition of the V4, including Prime Minister's summit with Slovenia and France as EU presidencies, the United Kingdom, and with presidents of Egypt and South Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, we must remember that the past decade was a decade of challenges, also for the V4. The 2014 Russian-Ukrainian conflict, the migration crisis, Brexit, and then the COVID-19 pandemic challenged our stability and prosperity. However, V4 coordination has helped to tackle all these difficulties, including the pandemic, in which regional solidarity was extremely remarkable. Although this crisis mode is not unknown to the V4, with the war in Ukraine, an external crisis is once again keeping the Visegrádi region under pressure, also limiting our capacities to focus on our internal joint endeavors. On the other hand, some of our regional challenges are not so new and will continue to make cooperation inevitable. We should work tirelessly further on completing the missing transport and energy links in Central Europe, together our region's competitiveness, cohesion, and RDI capacities. Regional cooperation will be indispensable in ensuring that the European Union's main achievements, like Schengen and the European internal market, are fully preserved, and in making sure that EU policies in the field of energy and climate, agriculture, and other areas are in line with Central Europe's interests. The EU's enlargement will remain a constant goal for the V4 capitals as well. With all this in mind, Hungary's V4 presidency will continue its work to strengthen the V4 in line with our long-standing shared principles of flexible, consensus-based cooperation and mutual trust. It is in this respect that I would like once again to congratulate the Institute for the newly published book and wish all of you a fruitful discussion today during the upcoming hours. Thank you very much for your kind attention and looking forward to meet you at other occasions as well. Thank you very much.